Mike's hot.
There you go.
It's my turn. See, I didn't, when you said you go for it, I didn't know if you meant just pressing the button or if I was saying Mike's hot.
My bad, I should have been.
Yeah.
But I was giving you the honors. You're closest to the laptop anyways. You figured it
Yeah.
out. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Uncontained Multitudes.
I'm Meg.
I'm Jeremy. How have you been?
I've been good. As you know, we celebrated my 1 year of celibacy this weekend. We threw a party about it. It was very religious. Lots of, biblical imagery. Lots of, blasphemy, slutty outfits. It was really good.
Yeah, so the theme was, the partiful invite, so the theme was slutty,
Whimsical,
slutty semicolon, whimsical semicolon, religious.
Yeah. The big three.
And, dear listener, Meg decided to stop having sex in the middle of December, and then throw a party where everyone was supposed to be slutty in the middle of December.
So be brave.
It was... Some people really popped out, too.
I know.
I could not believe the fits that some people were wearing. Mm-hmm. I got there kind of late, so I had to park far away. And I knew I was going to have to walk. So I had to wear... I was not slutty at a party, sorry.
You need just a jacket, man.
It's
a house party. You can bring a jacket to a house party. My house party. I had a coat room.
Did have a coat room.
Yeah.
Listen... Dear listeners, it was 7 degrees outside.
Okay, yeah, it was really bad.
The feels like was -4.
And since when does it get that cold in December? It's technically not even winter yet. Do you
no,
ever
it's
think
not.
About that?
No,
Yeah.
it's like December 22nd is
the
winter.
The climate's so fucking cooked, dude.
We are truly cooked. In New York, they haven't had snow yet, I don't think.
Really?
But they're having very little snow.
Just us.
Yup.
Just us in our little weird peninsula vibe state. That's okay.
Michigan has it so bad. Indiana, they are not, like, they can't even drive on their highways.
My thing, though, is if it's gonna be cold and gray out, I would like to have snow. Like, I don't like it when it's just, like, gray and, like, a little bit of slush. Like, make it snowy.
The slush is nasty.
Yeah.
But the extreme cold, I swear it...
No, my lip broke open. My hands have been breaking open. Like, I am so dry. And I moisturize. Let's be clear.
Literally say that. I think, like, the cold is aging me.
Oh,
like, it
for sure.
dries out my skin so bad. My knuckles will crack and bleed. It gets so bad. And I had to start moisturizing.
No, I woke up the morning after the party, and we were going to go to Cracker Barrel. And so I'm like... okay, let's get some clothes on, let's, like, wash my face up a little bit, but it's, like, it's Cracker Barrel, like, I'm gonna look a little chopped. Like, it's, like, day after party, like, I'm gonna look a little chopped. Like, that's the vibe. But when I looked at myself in the mirror, I was scared. My lip was so cracked open, it looked like I had been in a fight. I was like, what happened last night? I was, like, actively bleeding out of my lip.
You were dancing in the garage. It was extraordinarily cold in that garage.
Yeah. That space heater had been working all day, but it was no match for 7-degree weather.
Nope.
No, it was really sad.
I could hang in there for a second. I couldn't even dance. I had to sit down on the couch. I was getting winded dancing in there.
But that was the problem, too, is, like, everyone needed to be drunker. I felt that people didn't give their all in the drunken department, and that would have...
Okay.
There's a deer outside. There's many deer outside.
Whoa.
Yes! Oh, I love them. Oh, they're a family. Oh, and it's running. Oh, there's like 5.
There's so many deer outside,
dude.
guys. We wish you were here.
We wish you were here. Do you know that video where it's like that there's a guy and he's the bouncer for the deer club?
No.
Oh, okay. Just me. Okay, I guess.
Can you explain?
I literally can't. Like, that's like literally it. He's just the bouncer and he's letting the deer come into the club. He's like... And, like, at first, it's just, like, 1 or 2 deer, but then he's like, all the deer, come on. And then there's, like, a lot, and then there's so many deer that go in.
Oh, maybe I have seen the video.
And then a horse tries to come in, he said, nope. But then more deer go in. So that's a really good video, and I connect with it, and, oh, I'm really distracted by these guys outside. I love them so much.
We were talking about how everyone didn't get drunk enough at your party.
Okay, yeah. Everyone needs to... If you're gonna come to my house and I bought the liquor, You better drink it and get drunk. I bought liquor. I bought one of those big Smirnoffs. The biggest one you can get.
You did.
Yeah.
And you made punch.
Yeah, I did.
Which, that got drank really fast.
Okay,
actually.
yeah, the punch did go.
Didn't even get to try it.
Wow.
But yeah, first of all, I'm not going to take a swig out of a giant bottle of Smirnoff. I'm sorry. I'm not built like that. Not anymore. We
have shot glasses.
I'm not 17.
Okay, okay, well, me when I lose my whimsy. But no, I really want everyone to start throwing really unhinged parties. I want weird themes. I want people to celebrate really weird stuff. Like, oh, like you made a really good grilled cheese the other day. Let's have a grilled cheese party. Let's have a waffle buffet party. Let's fucking have I don't know, the moon looks really cool tonight party.
Full moon party, that'd be kind of cute.
Yeah, we could all be vampires and werewolves.
Ooh, I kind of fuck with that.
See how my brain is a genius?
That's why you work as the party planner, because you make those connections. I'm a great
party planner, but I can only do it every, 4 months. That's how long it takes myself to, reset. If it was my job, I'd do it every night. Maybe I should... That's a job, right?
That's a job, yeah.
Wait, you guys. I might have found my calling. Hold on. But they have to be, gay, weird parties. I don't want to throw, your wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say...
Unless you have a cool wedding.
That's kind of how frats make money.
Yeah.
They'll charge people...
I should start charging entry fee to my house.
Advertise it like a frat party. Get 1 million people in here and then charge them all $5.
Yeah.
And then call the cops and shut it down. I think a major, reason why no one was feeling the vibe that much is because it was so cold. We couldn't, dance in the garage. And people have done that before. You had a DJ in there one time.
Oh, yeah,
and there's, 40 people in there, butts to nuts, all dancing. I remember that night I was sober dancing like I was on coke. That's how fun it was.
Dude, no, literally, I was also dead ass sober that night, but I felt like I was on something because the vibe was just that good.
So
the vibe was excellent.
Clown Fest, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it was Clown Fest, by the way. See, again, another great theme.
Exactly.
Another great theme. Yeah, the timing was unfortunate, but it was good vibes, and it was good. It felt fun as fuck to have all my friends gather around me on my special day, my big day. I was wearing a pin that said "My Big Day," because it's kind of a silly thing to celebrate, maybe, but it's something I'm really proud of. And I'm glad that I have friends who will enable me to be unhinged and weird and proud of myself, you know.
The first time I've ever celebrated someone's celibacy, that's for sure. And I hope there are many more to come, because that was such a... I felt proud for you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do we have any more banter?
No.
Because this episode is about...
It's about
celibacy.
my celibacy.
Yeah.
My year of celibacy. Wait, well, what about you? You don't have any more banter?
Oh, wait. Oh, I did start my new job.
Yeah, how's your new job?
Working at a corporate office.
Ew.
I don't want to dox myself. But, yeah, ooh. It's even... Okay, so have you ever played or heard of that game, The Stanley Parable?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's about this guy named Stanley. And he works in an office, and his job is to sit in a cubicle and wait for a screen to prompt him to press a button, and then he presses the button, and this drives him insane, and then a bunch of other stuff happens. It's a really cosmically existential, well-written game.
It sounds super fun.
But the point is, I have Stanley's job.
Right.
I sit in a cubicle and wait for the screen to prompt me to press a button, and then I press a button. That's what data entry is.
Right.
That's all I do. So what it literally looks like when I'm doing my job is I'll sit in a line will appear on the screen from a sheet of paper that is scanned. And the line will sometimes contain a policy number or a social security number or name or something like that, and that's what I have to type in. 75% of the time the lines are empty. Cool. So I just hit enter to confirm the line to, whatever. And that's my job. There's nothing else to it. I
live in the dream.
Type in letters and numbers.
American dream.
It truly is.
Truly.
I remember thinking to myself, watching Markiplier,
Markiplier.
Widowy watching Markiplier play the Stanley Parable, thinking to myself, what the hell is Stanley's problem? I would kill to have a job like that. That's what I'm going to college for. One day, I'm like, this is like 10 years ago. One day, and then I went to college, and Mega got the job, and I'm complete. I love this data entry job so much. It's so fake.
Everyone keep a real close eye on Jeremy these days. Everyone watch him for signs of madness. We might have another Fight Club on our hands.
I might start going to gay bathhouses.
Well,
that's what happened in
might
Fight
start
Club.
Is interesting. Start would be. Oh yeah, he's so right now, you guys, because of his data entry job. Just forced him to.
I'll leave that up to interpretation to the listener.
Okay, banter over.
Banter over. Serious lock-in.
Serious lock-in time.
Okay. Anyways, this episode is largely about you
it's all about
and your
me.
Accomplishment.
Yeah.
And you already called it accomplishment, which is so interesting, because I've drafted up a couple, interview-style questions for you, starting with, would you consider this an accomplishment, and why?
Absolutely. For me, to be very specific, I did a year of celibacy and a year of no relationships. And that was just out of a need to stop being in relationships. I was finding myself in relationships that were so bad, and eventually bad stuff just kept happening so much that I had to take a step back and be like, hey, like, something is wrong if you're allowing yourself to be in these relationships and allowing people to treat you like this over and over and over again. Because at a certain point, it was a choice that I was making to choose people who would put me in awful situations. And I was like, hey, that's not good. So I needed to take some time off and figure out why, and just take care of myself, and just kind of stop making my life so relationship-centric. Because up until this point of being single, I had never really ever been single, ever. We've talked about it. I actually listened back to our episode that we made like almost a year ago now when I started this about like relationship-centric culture. And that was really funny to listen. Which we also referenced Fight Club like immediately.
At the very beginning, I was going to say something about that.
I was like, wow, we really like made a full circle moment. Yeah, so I did that for myself, and yeah, but like I had always been in relationships literally since I was 13 years old with very little gap in between. So I think I needed this. I had definitely like some codependency and stuff to just like take a look at and be like, let's correct this path that I'm on. Sorry, what is your question?
You answered it pretty well. It was like, why do you think it's an accomplishment, or why?
I think just an accomplishment to get out of my comfort zone, because it's literally all I knew.
Interesting.
Yeah. And yeah, I learned a lot about myself. I have like a whole list of like how it's improved my life, but overall I think that is the crux of it, is that it was just so out of my comfort zone, and I stuck to it, and I did it. And it was really hard, and I did it anyway.
You kind of make a conflicting statement when you say that, like, not being in a relationship is out of your comfort zone, but being in a relationship, you understood that, like, you were putting yourself into bad situations.
See, that's true, but both are true. As someone who, like, people who find themselves in shitty relationships over and over again, and it's, like, a pattern that they have, it's probably because you were, raised or like taught to be comfortable in situations where your nervous system is not regulated, which was the case for me. So if you grow up in kind of an unstable home environment, if you're used to not being in loving relationships, even though it's obviously bad for you and like is uncomfortable, it's still somehow the most, like, because it's familiar to you and your nervous system, it's actually what feels the most natural and most comfortable. to be uncomfortable. So it is kind of an
Yeah.
oxymoron, but that is just like the truth of it, and that was definitely true for me.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
What have you noticed change?
In terms of like emotional regulation, or
Yeah, because you're like, it sounds like you're an iPad kid who's having the iPad taken away, and you have to learn
No,
to like
but,
emotionally regulate without the iPad.
dead ass it is. Like, codependency is a really weird thing, and you probably don't know how bad it is until you like kind of have the withdrawal, you know? But yeah, I was so used to every time something bad happened to me, oh, I have someone to text, oh, I have someone to call, oh, I have someone to just like
Oh yeah.
be held by or like be next to. And obviously those can be wonderful things, that aren't necessarily bad things, but if you don't know how to cope without doing those things, that's not bad. And it's also bad if you are finding yourself in relationships where anytime that you try to express your emotions, then the other person starts expressing their emotions more. And so instead of like coping with your stuff and dealing with your stuff, it's like, okay, now we're talking about you, now we're dealing with your stuff. And in a way, it's like a welcome distraction, because it's like, I don't really want to think about what's going on with me right now. I want to like fix you and take care of you and put your energy into that person rather than yourself. It's really easy to do. And it feels good because it's like, I'm doing this for my companion. Like, this is so good of me and selfless of me, and I'm in this connection, so that's good, right? But not necessarily.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You make yourself feel a lot better by like both distracting yourself and by making another person feel good.
Yeah.
You know, comforting your companion.
Yeah.
Which is funny that you say that, because anytime I'm going through, like, I'm upset, I'm going through something rough, I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to distract myself.
Yeah.
I want to go hang out with my boys,
Yeah.
you know, play Fortnite, whatever. Like, literally that. And that is how I just work through it.
You don't work through it.
I don't work through it, but that it helps me work through it instead of,
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe I have things wrong with my brain, but it almost feels, I don't want to say like it's burdening another person, but I don't want to make my problems another person's problem. I don't want to, and, you know, talking through that kind of stuff does just kind of feel like ripping open another wound.
Yeah, no, I can get that. It's definitely, I assume, like, situational, too. But there is a balance between, like, working it out and talking it out versus just, like, dwelling on it.
There's a really fat deer.
There's a huge
out back.
one. Oh, he's huge. Wow. He's looking. Hey.
I think that's a sheep.
Well, I always forget if they have antlers in the winter or not. I think they
might
do.
not. I don't know.
They like lose their antlers at some point, but I feel like they have them in the winter. So yeah, maybe that is just a big mama. Big mama.
Big
Okay.
mama.
Well, it's like the middle of the day. I love that they're just like hanging out. I lost where I was. Well, but I hope that you also, though, feel like you have a support system and people you can talk to if you wanted to. Because that
Yeah.
is something I've actually learned this year, is because I am kind of similar to, like, I don't, like, I can talk about stuff, but it's not my go-to coping mechanism. Like, I do a lot of internal processing. And, like, I'll do things like journal or whatever, but that's, like, you know, self-contained. I've actually learned
Yeah.
that it does feel pretty good to open up every now and then. Like, I know now, like, if I journal, if I am doing my stuff and it's still not making me feel better, like, I can call someone, or I can, like, go see my friend and, like, we can talk about it. But it doesn't have to be this, like, super dramatic thing where I'm, like, crashing out and crying, like, and maybe I'll do that for a second, but then, like, I have really good friends now, so they're, like, we talk about it, and then we do something else, and we giggle, and then, like, we're talking about other things later on. It doesn't have to, like, take up so much time.
Never has to get that serious like
Yeah.
it would in a relationship.
Yes, because sometimes relationships can be just so dramatic, and it's like, baby, what's wrong? Fuck, I'm so sorry you feel, no, who would, like, you know, like, you sound like,
We're gonna get through
shut
this
the fuck
together.
up. Yeah, literally. Like, okay, or I could just, like, talk about horses with my friend after 5 minutes after talking about, like, the worst thing that ever happened to me.
After the debrief.
After the debrief.
Sometimes you just need to give them the debrief.
Yeah.
They hit you with whatever they hit you with, like a damn that's crazy. Talk through it a little bit. And then you can start talking about horses, which is what you wanted to talk about in the beginning. You feel
that's
better
actually what I was
talking
upset
about
about in the first place.
The horses.
You just wish there were more horses around me. Yeah.
Your original plan was to mark 1 year of celibacy and then promptly end it. But as far as I know, that fell through.
Yeah, well, so I've definitely been on, like, a couple first dates recently, and, like, I don't know, I've texted people a little bit, but nothing that's actually become anything. And partially on purpose, because I was like, I am doing my year of celibacy, like, I'm not, like, letting this become a big thing. But I also wasn't gonna, like, completely close off a possible connection if it had naturally, like, progressed either.
Yeah.
But also because no, I lost it. Fuck, I hate when I talk. I'm trying to, like, do bullet points in my head while I talk at the same time. But because at this point now I've reached such a point of singleness where it is comfortable and I like it. I love my life now. And I wouldn't trade this life, the single life that I have, for a relationship unless it's a really good one and unless I really like the person, admire the person, and think we're compatible with each other. I'm not going to just throw what I have away just to get into another relationship. So, like, I was definitely, like, joking about, like, 365 days and it's over, and then I'm for the street. Like, that's, like, funny joke, whatever, haha. But no, it's, like, at this point, I am comfortable with where I'm at, and I don't have the really deep desire to have anything different unless it's actually going to improve upon what I already have.
That's so interesting. You said that you don't want to throw away what you have.
Yeah.
Like, in your singleness, what do you think you have there?
I just have, first of all, just the emotional stability of, I only gotta worry about what's going on in my own brain right now, and that's already a lot sometimes, you know? And obviously I'm there for my friends and everything when they need it, but in general, I am more emotionally stable because my mood is not dependent on someone else's mood, which was, like, a problem for me in my past relationships. Mm-hmm. Anytime my partner was sad or upset or having a bad day, it's like, well, now I have to help them, like, go through this, and obviously, like, that doesn't make me feel super good either.
Right, I was having a good day, and then I had to pull this for you.
Yeah.
I get that. It's just so interesting compared to... I also listened to the last episode a lot for this one, and the one of the big things we talked about was the concept of being unemployed.
Yeah.
Feeling like you're unemployed in the dating market when you're not in a relationship.
Uh-huh.
So that, correlates with having nothing. So you saying you have something, like, you have a material something when you're single, and that you're going to sell that almost when you... Not quite sell it, because you said you...
I want to keep what I have, but I would like to add to... Like, a relationship should add to what my life looks like right now, rather than take away. Yeah. So, like, the emotional stability is a big part of it, but it's also just, like, time is such a big part of it.
Yeah.
Being in a relationship takes up so much time. Even a healthy relationship where you do have decent boundaries and spend time apart, it's still, like... Damn, you probably want to see each other a couple times a week, at least. I like to see my friends. I like to go to the gym. I like to have nights by myself. It's really hard to think about all of those things getting a good amount of time while also maintaining a relationship.
And that makes sense, especially right now, like in your early 20s.
Yeah, I'm young and turnt. I need to go to parties. I need to do my hobbies.
No, you need
I need
to
do
and
my
I'm not
podcast.
kidding.
You need to. Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, unironically.
And assuming that your celibacy will one day end, Where, when, and why do you envision that happening?
Celibacy specifically, or just like relationship?
Relationship. I guess you
Okay.
kind of already built upon that when you said that it needs to add upon that. But what do you
Yeah.
think, like, do you think you'll ever, what, do you think anything will ever be complete and then you find a relationship? When you finally achieve a goal, now I can enter this.
No, it's true. For me, it's really like a go with the flow thing. If a person naturally comes into my life who I really like, who I really think we're compatible relationship wise, that would convince me to like be open to a relationship. But I'm not gonna be someone who's like seeking it out. I'm not gonna like get on dating apps. I'm not gonna like to like do our employment metaphor. I'm not gonna like apply for jobs. I'm just gonna vibe and see who vibes with me. I'm gonna do my thing. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do my thing.
At the end of the day, I'll do my thing. Another big question we sought to answer was, using our own personal anecdotes and problems in the last episode that we did about this, was what do we get out of relationships versus like what do we want to get, and also what are we told we'll get. Because the big thing was being unemployed in the dating market. Like, are you searching? Can you explain this gap in your relationship status? There's no room for neutrality. You're either in a relationship or not.
And as in like, are you achieving the aspiration or not? Because
Yeah,
dating and like moving towards marriage is like the cultural aspiration.
Yep. Because that implies wasting time if you're not
Yeah.
in a relationship. Now that you've spent so long out of a relationship, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think for me, and like I am a romantic person. I do still see myself as like later in my life having marriage or just like a really long-term partnership. Like that is something I still want for sure, but only if it's actually good and actually like giving me what I want and need out of it. But sorry. There was a pop-up on the computer. Pop-up on the pewter.
On the pewter.
Pee-pee on the pooter. Okay, I'm sorry.
We lost the plot, guys.
But I don't know. Be more specific in your question.
Do you feel like I guess I feel like the independence is like an intentional statement, or that it like doesn't matter to your character? Like, do you how much weight do you place on actually being in a relationship?
At this point, a lot less than I used to. I think I am much more comfortable with the fact that if I never find like the quote unquote like love of my life, I wouldn't be devastated by that. It's something I maybe would like, but if it's not in the cards for me, then it's not in the cards for me. Because I don't think I don't think everybody is meant to be in a marriage. If we really like looked at what marriages are like for most people, I think most people, they're just overrated, you know? Like they can be good and great, but the emphasis we place on romantic love and marriage, I just think it's overhyped. I think it's a wonderful and beautiful thing, but it's certainly not the best or only type of love out there. And I can live without it. I will live without it, you know. I'm not just living without it, but I'm liking living without it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your past relationships had a large bearing on your character, like a lot of say in your personality?
Yes and no.
it's a little hard to say because we're both serial monogamous.
Yeah, and I guess I wouldn't know. Like, I wouldn't know
Yeah.
who I was without them. But for better or for worse, yeah, I think everyone who you have, like, a close relationship with will be part of you. Like, what's that quote where it's like, we're a museum of everyone we've ever loved, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's corny, but it's like true and beautiful. I like that about being a human person. And yeah, I mean, I can remember, I'll tell a joke still to this day and be like, that's the joke that me and my, like, high school girlfriend would say to each other, or like, or I have this fucking mental trauma from this person and this is why I'm, like, scared of this thing. So, yeah, I mean, yeah.
But you'd say there's like a clear marked difference between the you that is in a relationship and the you that is right now not in one. Your personality is completely uncoupled from it. Like the analogy that I always give about how men later in their life, their entire personality ends up revolving around their job, and that's why when they lose their job, they have midlife crises. Do you feel that same way about relationships?
I would hope that I wasn't so about my relationship that it was my personality. But maybe it was a little bit. I don't think I am a completely different person, but I think my personality is brighter just because I've had the time to let it shine and, like, let it be without another person's really close influence. But that also is just coupled with the fact that I am getting older and my brain is, like, developing, and, like, I've just experienced more things. I know more about myself, what I like, what I don't like, the places I've been, the people I've met, you know, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like your personality is different in and outside of a relationship?
That is kind of a tough question because, again, we
wouldn't know,
serial monogamous. But I always try at least, like, surface level desire to uncouple my personality from any relationship that I'm in. And I feel like a handful of them have failed because I've failed to do that. But anytime I feel as if there's success, it's because I am so thoroughly... When I say, like, uncoupled from a relationship, it sounds kind of evil. It sounds like I don't care about the other person. But, like, I don't know.
It's hard to answer.
Yeah. You've known Jeremy through a couple different relationships.
Yeah.
So do you feel as if there's been a change? Because I think there's definitely been a change.
I mean,
with
definitely
you.
I've seen change in you, but I don't necessarily... It's like, because there's no control group. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that those changes are specific to your relationships or if they're just changes in you that would have happened anyway. It's hard to know.
That makes sense.
But you said you've seen changes in me?
Absolutely. I mean, you've had a couple relationships that I think kind of diminished your personality.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I like the comment you made about feeling brighter. I mean, you planned the majority of parties in this last year, no?
Yeah. I've been on my shit.
Of your crazy wacky theme parties have been mostly planned
theme parties
while you're not having sex.
All my power is being channeled into these things instead of
I'm telling
being
you.
drained by a man. That'll do it, you know?
Well, that, but unironically, yeah. Another thought I had is, why is there no room for neutrality? And what could be done to change that? Why did you feel as if there has to be the dichotomy? Why can't why do you have to be either searching or in? And I couldn't really come up with an answer.
I think if you're healthy about it shouldn't or doesn't have to be a dichotomy. Like, you should be able to feel like yourself and be an independent person while in a relationship. Unfortunately, that's just not the way we do it a lot of the time, because no one teaches you how to be in a relationship. So a lot of people are just like figuring it out as they go, or they're taking examples from like the media they see, which are often not very good examples, as we like discussed probably last episode. So yeah, I mean, ideally, you don't have to have that dichotomy. I think it's just the unfortunate reality of relationships in the real world.
What do you think could be done to change it? How do we chip away at that?
I think, unfortunately, it's like a systemic thing, and that is also something we talked about in episode 24.
Did we come up with an answer? I didn't listen through all the way through.
Well, we just talked about how our romantic centric culture is kind of a result of capitalism and a result of patriarchy. So those are two really, really big systems that you can't overthrow in a day or in just doing one thing. But I think to just chip away at these things, decentering men is a huge thing that we can all do. Some people just want to be in a relationship because, you know, service to men is what you're taught to do. But more, obviously decentering, but the recentering is really the important part, because it's really hard to like be like, no, just stop doing this thing. Like, let's start talking about like our alternatives and what we can do instead, and like what we can fill our lives with. And in terms of that, I think platonic relationships can be beautiful and wonderful. We should all love our friends so much and put a lot of time and energy into our friendships. Self-love, for sure. Love for our community and just being involved. Just like hobbies and creation and the things that bring us back to like our humanity. Like, I don't know, just fucking doodle or something. You don't need dick, girl. You just need to fucking write a poem. Like, I'm so serious.
I've got a bit of a rant written, but before we move to that, do you have anything else to say?
No, you can rant away.
All right. Maybe a controversial opinion that I have is that your partner shouldn't be really your first, second, or even like third priority, maybe. And I'm, again, a serial monogamist, so maybe take what I say with a grain of salt, but I truly believe that, broadly speaking, people don't want to be another person's, quote, whole world.
Yeah.
They'd rather have somebody whose first priority is, you know, responsibility and conventional success, which is to say, I think people in healthy relationships can understand being pushed to the wayside sometimes if the other person can explain to them what they're doing and why it's being prioritized. If you are single during your strive towards conventional success and you're making real meaningful progress in your life, I think love will come as you vibe with it, like you said.
Well, it's really like the law of attraction or whatever. Like, if you are desperate and you're chasing, then your energy is not attractive right now.
Yeah, it's not something that's sought out or coveted. It's something that happens as a side effect of something else you're doing.
Yeah. If you're really embodied and you're letting yourself be yourself, they will come to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my philosophical gripe with dating apps. I often say the only people you're going to meet on dating apps are the kinds of people that use dating apps.
Literally.
And, yeah, and what I mean when I say this nothing burger ass statement is that I think quite maliciously actively that actively seeking out a relationship is a decadent action done when you covet success you don't have. Mm-hmm. I think you want a dating app relationship to fill gaps in your life left by not having money, and I'm not even kidding. Which brings me to your point that you made this episode and the last episode about capitalism reinforcing the desire to need a relationship, because it is like a conventional benchmark of success to have a loving relationship.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of, hold on, let me get back on the course here. You know, because money, among other things, is, or, you know, conventional success, among other things, is a nebulous idea, but you get what I mean when I say that, and you can easily picture the kind of person that doesn't have it. Even when they have a relationship that they sought out, it's doomed to fail because what they originally wanted or needed isn't being met. Only a side effect of it is simply being ritualistically performed in a cargo cult thing. Yeah. You're coveting, you're showing the world that you have success by having one aspect of it that is purely imagined. A relationship is not, has very little to do with success. I think doing away with that notion is a large step in this kind of relationship neutrality that I've been discussing so far.
Yeah, I like that you use the word performing, because a lot of people have relationships in order to perform and in order to present themselves a certain way to the world, present themselves as successful.
Yeah.
Because, as we talked more about in the last episode, it was a lot about, okay, you're performing or you're showing off your loving relationship, and then that leads to the milestone of marriage, and that leads to the milestone of the nuclear family, having kids. All these, like, milestones that we use to show off success within, like, a capitalistic society that aren't actually indicative of actual fulfillment or happiness.
Yeah.
Or love.
Yeah. You're simply, you know, showing off that, much like you're showing off your job to a person who doesn't have a job, you're showing off your relationship to a person that doesn't have a relationship, and it's, you're coveting success. You're performing the ritual of seeking out a relationship because there's a perverse ideal that successful people have relationships, and that's when people get, like, love bombed. That's when you get treated like you're the center of that person's world, because without any other responsibilities, you are the center of that person's world. There's this saying I always see, I think it was a post on Twitter, that abusers always have someone around to abuse.
Oh, yeah.
And it's because, at least my interpretation of that, is that they are so good at love bombing, etc., making that person the center of their world for some time to have that control over them. But mostly, for the point of this episode, they get that self-gratification. They are always in a relationship. They always have something that they want.
Yeah. Well, obviously, like, we're all human. We all have this innate desire to be, like, loved and feel good and special and, like, have someone tell us all these wonderful things. And abusers know that, and they use that to their advantage. And they know that if they can find a vulnerable person who wants these things but doesn't know proper boundaries around these things, it's quite easy to love bomb your way into a relationship with a vulnerable person.
Yeah.
You just play upon, like, you know, their just innate desire to feel loved, which we all have to some extent, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've built up this sort of invulnerability in your year of rest and celibacy?
God, I fucking hope so. Also, I want to name the episode that. That's literally what my idea was. I hope so, but that truly right now is my biggest fear ever, is doing all of this, feeling like I've made so much progress, but then falling into a really scary relationship again. I feel like I have standards now, which is something I couldn't say before.
Sorry, I had to take a quick pause. Now that you have standards...
Now that I have standards, I have a lot more confidence in my ability to take things slow, to feel like I know a person before, like, rushing into any sort of relationship. And to actually analyze whether, like, I like that person's traits and if they're, like, compatible with mine. Because, like, I mean, if I'm honest, like, I would just get in a relationship with fucking anyone who gave me attention back in the past. As long as we were, like, had some level of chemistry, I was like, sure, Why not? And sometimes that led to some fine relationships. I had some really great relationships and really loving, beautiful relationships, but then as I got older, things just like I had 2 pretty bad relationships, and one like I would even like it was an abusive relationship, you know, and so like very scary. And it's my biggest fear every day that happens to me again. But yeah, I think I have standards now, and I think I also have the support system to help me work out those things, because in the past, like I wouldn't talk about those things. When bad things happened to me, I would keep it in.
Yeah, that is a good point to make. You obviously had friends all the time. You had a lot of them, but you never really built the same intimate relationship. I mean, I don't know you. I might just be talking about nothing here. It's the same intimate relationship that you had with them because you always had that with your partner.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've always, did keep up with some friendships to some level. But yeah, when you have such a relationship-centric mind, you do believe that there is a certain level of intimacy that you're only allowed to share with your romantic partner. And that's definitely something really scary when your romantic partner is treating you horribly, but you're not allowed to talk about it with other people because it would, quote unquote, hurt that person, or at least that's what they're telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we talked a lot in the episode 24 about our love, like a love scarcity mindset.
Oh yeah.
And again, connected that to feeling like being single is kind of being unemployed, and just connecting it to like, economic terms. But yeah, I definitely learned to have a love scarcity mindset and learned to believe that attention and love would be a rare thing. And so when it happened, I needed to like hold on to it, even if it wasn't an ideal thing.
Yeah.
I think I am finally starting to unlearn that. I think this year has shown me that love is very abundant and it will come. Even if you have a period of feeling lonely and isolated and like shit, it will come back to you. Love is going to be there. Like, as much as like pain is inevitable, so is love. And I think that is something that is so comforting to me, and it's come back to me in the best friendships that I've ever had in my entire life. Like, I have some really great people around me, and I have those people because I was choosy about who I let into my life. Be choosy, have standards, you guys.
Be choosy, have standards. Yeah. I really like the scarcity mindset idea that you brought up, because it really does feel like the longer you are out of a relationship, the poorer you get. You are running out of time almost. And the inverse must be true then, that the longer you stay in a relationship, the richer you become. Which is obviously not true, but that is the ideal that we are told, and that informs our decisions.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's not true. And in fact, like, even the reverse is true when you really think about it, because if you stay in a relationship that is not fulfilling, that is not making you happy, in fact, you are preventing yourself from meeting the person that could give you better love. Because if you're a monogamous, obviously, and you're staying in your crappy relationship, it's like you could be in a better relationship if you would just leave your relationship. Like,
don't let your girlfriend get in the way of your wife.
And I say this all the time. But yeah, I mean, even if you don't have to be in the most crappy relationship or an abusive relationship to leave either. If it's just not working for you, if you know it doesn't feel quite right, don't waste your time, and don't waste another person's time. And I hate to think of it, because obviously, like, it shouldn't feel transactional, and relationships don't have to lead to marriage or like this one like long-term aspiration or something. But if you feel off about it for any reason, you don't have to have it. You don't have to be in this. And you should just communicate what you're feeling, because, you know, in a way, like, I don't, YOLO, you know? YOLO. You should only be having your life, just, you don't have to be in the mundane, mediocre shit. You can have good stuff. You can literally have good stuff. Many of us don't know this, but you can decide to have a good life.
You can, and deciding to have a good life is the big one, because we are told what makes a good life, and that is not one size fits all, obviously.
No.
So another big thing we talked about in the last episode was, what do you actually want to get out of relationships in the first place?
Yeah.
If anything at all.
Yeah.
Because right now, during your year of celibacy, you weren't looking to get anything out of any relationship. You just...
I was chilling.
You were chilling. And that worked very well for you, and it served your purposes. You got something out of that, and now you have something.
Yeah.
As opposed to the nothing, because you're just sort of searching. And if you... A statement that you made is like, what am I searching for? Or, what am I going to get out of this if everyone in the dating pool, gene pool, if everyone in the dating pool is just shit? Like, what am I even looking for if this is all I know? What am I even looking for? And what do you think you're looking for now?
Now it's really about just someone who I feel like just gets me, likes how I think, likes who I am, can make me laugh and giggle, we like spending time with each other and feel compatible and comfortable with each other. But I'm definitely not one of those people who I'm like looking for someone to pay for my meals, someone to pay my bills, someone to get married to, someone to like I'm fucking 22. I don't need to plan my life out at this point. It's more about vibes right now.
That's one of those things where those relationships are informed by capitalism,
Yeah.
where you are told you have a lot to gain from being with a man, or being in a relationship where, you get what I mean.
I do.
But it shouldn't exactly be transactional.
No, it should be equal in effort, but it should not be transactional. And that's like kind of a line that's hard to draw sometimes.
It's nebulous what that means, but with the right person.
Yes.
Finding a relationship is figuring out what that means.
Yeah.
And it's a little hard to explain. It's a little wordless. You do just feel it.
Yeah. I can just talk about some other really great things and really not great things about my year.
Yes, please do. I want to hear about the bad things, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the bad things. Well, especially at first, like, there is this, like, awful loneliness and isolation period. 'Cause you kind of, like, maybe you have friends, but your friendships weren't the things that you were investing in. So when you end a relationship with your codependent partner, it feels like you're dying. Like, not to be dramatic, but, like, it feels awful. Not only, like, emotionally, but, like, your body feels awful. Like, it feels like you're sick. For me, at least. Because it's like, damn, your nervous system really physically affects you. Sometimes you forget this. Because you think you are just your brain and your body, but your emotions, like, directly affect, like, how you physically feel. So, I mean, there's that part. That sucked. But once you get past it, and you actually learn that, like, you can rebuild other relationships and your friendships, and you can have fun, even. Sometimes you'll have the best nights ever, and you're like, and I don't even have to sleep next to someone stinky tonight. I can just go to sleep. But I would say, like, probably the worst part now, like, after the initial period of just the change, the worst part now is you have to sit with your thoughts and feelings, and not, be codependently leaning on one person to, like, help push you through that or help distract you through that. and the worst ones are still having self-destructive thoughts or feelings, or like definitely there's still the desire to be in a shitty relationship. Like that's still there. Even though I wouldn't actually act on it, it exists, and it frustrates me that it exists, which is like healing's not linear, and like blah blah blah. Actions matter a lot more than thoughts and everything. But it still feels frustrating and crappy, and in my worst times feels like I've made no progress, which is like objectively not true.
Mm-hmm.
But sucks.
If you don't mind me asking, what does wanting to be in a relationship that sucks look like?
I mean, you want the attention, and you want, like, in my worst nights of this entire year, I get the urge to like call one of my exes. Mostly I think just for the fact that I know that they would pick up. And that sounds like kind of awful and evil, and like it kind of is. But to, in that like self-destructive part of me, it's like I know that I could go back at any time. Like I have the freedom to do that, even though I don't actually want to. And it's actually terrifying to think about it if I'm in the right state of mind. But when you have a bad night and you're lonely, and like for whatever reason, like you don't have a friend to lean on, you know, those things can come back a little bit.
That does make a lot of sense. Yeah. You have access to attention like, really quickly, and you know they'd give it to you.
Yeah. Well, and like a lot of this, and codependency I think is such a big issue literally because we have like such a fucking dopamine addiction in our generation. It's literally get off that damn phone. Access to attention all the time, good or bad attention, is addictive regardless. It's that fucking rat experiment where it's like you get the intermittent reward. You know?
Yeah.
That's addictive as fuck. It's gambling. It's literally what gambling is.
Get addicted to uncertainty, yeah.
Yeah. Very dangerous.
Well, what are some good things?
But the good definitely outweighs the bad. I've already talked about kind of the emotional stability of it, the freedom with my time. Every day I'm better at waking up and choosing, okay, what like energy level am I at today? What can I handle? What would I like to do? I don't have to ask anybody else what they would like to do or what their energy level is like. I kind of just get to act based on vibes.
There's nobody that you have to text good morning or else they get mad at you.
Oh my god, that's the worst. Not having to text someone all day is so... Guys, I hate it so bad. I think it's awful.
That is the worst.
It's the worst. Even when it is something sweet, like, good morning, why is there, like, pressure to do it? Like, why can't we just, like, you know that I love you and, like, we're probably gonna hang out soon. Like, I don't want to talk all day on my phone. Get that shit away from me. I fucking hate it. I think it's so lame.
Nobody on planet Earth has the right to 24/7 access to me.
No.
It is an inconvenience of modernity that everyone does through my phone. And it should not have been normalized
Literally
as
get
it
away
is.
from me.
Literally get away from me.
Fucking, again, like, my friendships have gotten so much stronger. I feel so much more self-reliant. I was always, maybe not always, even before I decided to do my year of celibacy, I've definitely worked on, like, doing things by myself. What I like to do by myself. I like to go to the fucking movies. I like to go on walks. I like to blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm pretty good at hanging out with myself. But that only got stronger. And, like, I will specifically set aside time to be like, tonight I'm hanging out with me and me only. Tonight I'm watching a movie. I'm eating a lot of snacks. It's just me, myself, and I.
You are one of the only people I know that's a skill. That is a virtue. But you can do that. You can go to a movie theater and sit down and watch a movie by yourself. That is in the dark. Powerful.
Not more than once, I have gone to the movies by myself, and no one else bought a ticket for the movie, so it's literally just me in the theater. It's so fucking cool. It's so awesome. Except when it's a horror movie, then it's kind of scary, and I start seeing stuff in the corner of my eye. But mostly it's really awesome. Yeah, not having to text someone is on my list. Also, allowing myself to feel attraction towards people. Not acting on it, obviously, because my year of celibacy. But, like, when you're in a relationship, it's like, you look at someone too long and you're like, oh god, I'm cheating. But, like, for me, I'm like, I got the freedom to be able to, like, look around a room and be like, I find that person attractive. This is what I like about people. Just simple stuff like that.
And not that you're even, like, acting on it, obviously you're not, but it allows yourself to have freer, more better, freer, friendlier, I want to say, relationships with just everyone and the vibes in general.
You get to just, like, talk to people without fear, but also, I mean, without expectation, but just, like, allowing yourself to have the chemistry with people that you would just have.
Yeah.
Like, when you're in a relationship, you can't just, like, flirt around or, like, allow, if it was to be a flirty interaction, like, you avoid that when you're in a relationship,
right,
monogamously.
You change the way you interact with nearly everyone in your relationship because you are doing it, like, with the asterisk of I have a partner, then that what they are thinking about me interacting with this person is going to affect the way I interact with this person.
Which is not necessarily bad. Like, it's respectful, obviously, to your partner to be that way. But, like, there is a certain, like, freedom about not having to even think about that. And it's, you know what? And I've never been someone to kiss people at parties, except this year I am. Not strangers, but, like, my friend, bitch, if you my friend, I've been making out with my girls this year. Alright? That's what's got me through.
Is that on the list? Making out with my girls?
Making out with girls. That's on my list.
The homies make out with each other, too. It's okay.
Exactly. Everyone should make out with each other. And, like, yeah, at this point, I think, too, like, if I were to be in a relationship, I'm still a monogamous person for sure, but I think I place less emphasis on, like, casual, like, intimacy like that. Like, I think I might be okay having, like, a partner who, like, kisses people at parties. As long as it's not, like, you're fucking, like, okay, I'll do it, too. Maybe.
Interesting.
Something to explore.
Do you think you're more open to casual hookups outside of a monogamous relationship?
For me, no. That will still never really be my thing because,
or just, like, casually, like, I want to say causality. Being casual in general, even, like, a relationship that isn't, I don't really know what I'm asking here, but you know what I mean.
Definitely have gotten, not sexually, because that's not really my thing, but just affection in general, I think I've gotten, like, more casual about. I was always someone who, like, liked platonic affection, but I was never gonna initiate it. But now I have friends who will just, like, hug me or just, like, give me a kiss on the forehead or just, like, you know, those little acts, linking arms, holding hands, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those are, like, nice things and, like, platonically are good to do. And when you only get that sort of affection within a romantic relationship, it's one of those things that also makes you think you need one of them because it's like, well, this is the only time I ever get it. And, like, physical, like, affection is something that, like, most of us want, like, you know, to some extent. And so it's nice to, like, snuggle with your friend on the couch. And it doesn't have to be all that. And it's taught me because, like, I mean, I was, within my abusive relationship, I was taught that physical affection would always lead to sex and always had a sexual connotation to it. And, like, any display of physical affection would then put you in a situation where it would always become sex. And so any initiation of any physical contact ever would be like I was asking for it. You know what I mean? And, like, that gets really dark, obviously. I don't want to talk a ton about that relationship, but
right.
Casual affection was almost kind of terrifying for a while because I was like, well, now this person wants something from me and I've, like, led them to believe that they will get it from me, and so I shouldn't initiate anything ever because now I'm, like, almost promising them sex, which of course is insane and not true, but that's what I was taught to believe.
That makes a lot of sense, and I see why you're, like, okay with a partner or even yourself doing,
because I don't,
like,
think
having casual physical affection at party, making out with your homies.
Making out with your homie. Like, I think, funnily enough, I am going to say it was healing for me to be making out with my girls this year because it's like, And my girl's not gonna, like, try to, like, fuck me. I don't know, you know? I mean, maybe some of them, but, like, anyway. And that's...
But there's no expectation
there's
from
no
anybody.
expectation, there's no pressure, there's no...
Nobody's asking for any... Nobody's asking. Emphasis on
Yeah.
asking for anything, and nobody's, like, expecting anything either.
Yeah. So, freeing. Good. Also, a random benefit is that I didn't have to be on birth control this year for the first time literally since I was, like, 15, 16 years old. And obviously birth control is great. Like, it allows you to, like, have choices. But for me, myself, and my body hates birth control. I have been on many types of birth control. None of them make my head or my body work right. So to be off of it was so good. So good.
That is a big benefit, yeah. It's a hormone thing, and that very, very, very not one size fits all. So I'm glad that your body... That's probably made you so much
I feel regulated,
like, happier
as fuck.
and regulated as fuck.
I feel
just
regulated.
In general.
I can, like, feel things in my body. I'm like, I was so disembodied for, like, such a long time for a million fucking reasons, but birth control definitely is probably one of them. I can feel, like, when I'm in different parts of my, like, menstrual phase, just by, like, waking up and being like, my body feels like this today, or, like, my mood is like this today, like, probably means this. Like, just, like, little shit like that. Like, I can pick up where I'm fucking at. I feel like the moon, bitch. I know what cycle I'm in.
That is kind of crazy.
Isn't that kind of crazy? Bitch, I'm ovulating for the first time ever, for real.
And then you start making out with your girls at
And then I'm
parties.
making out with my girls at parties. There's coincidences happening. Right. Okay.
Do we have anything else to add?
No, I think those are my big things. Yeah, I mean, that's mostly what I wanted to say.
One final question. Do we think we're in for another year of celibacy?
It just depends on who I meet and when I meet them and what happens. And
Interesting.
like, I could, at this point, I'm, like, zen about it. So, it's just about what naturally happens.
I think that attitude's going to be intimidating to the wrong people and welcoming to the right person.
Mm-hmm. Which is how I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, that's all my thoughts.
Okay. Well, I did want to do just some, like, housekeeping stuff. We are opening up to new platforms. YouTube is coming soon. Patreon is probably also coming soon. We hope to have a free tier on Patreon, and then also maybe a paid tier, but we're not exactly sure what that's going to look like yet. But keep a lookout for those things.
We're working on many things.
Many things.
I think I do need to manually go through and upload every single episode to YouTube, which is going to take a while, but I promise, dear listeners, I'll try and get that done. We want to move away from Apple Music and Spotify, and YouTube and Patreon are good alternatives, I think.
Yeah, Patreon especially is something I want to work towards because, yeah, I don't even have Spotify anymore. I switched over to Tidal. So, like, if I want to listen to our podcast, I go to fucking, like, I go to Libsyn.
You have to go, like, straight to the website.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would love to have access to my own podcast in some shape or form. But I like Patreon. Patreon is pretty good about just paying artists and, like, allowing artists to have more, like, freedom, or content creators. I guess we're not artists in this sense. YouTube's also pretty good about, like, content creators getting paid and stuff, but obviously, like, Meta,
Yeah.
So, yeah, also, this is a second ago now, but I did release more writing, so you can check out my Substack. It's Meg Everton on Substack.
I have yet to read that, but I will sit my white ass down and read it eventually. I pinky
come on, white
promise.
boy. Alright. We good?
We good. See you later, alligator.
In a while, crocodile.